Hello Clarets and welcome back. Welcome to our brand new pre-match show where we'll be bringing you all the match day build-up this season and following Burnley's new adventure in the Championship. We'll be here until kick-off, where you can then switch to Clarets Plus for live audio commentary or a full match stream in selected territories around the globe. Pleased to say Roger Eli is with me. Good to see you, Roger.
Yeah, good to see you again, Phil.
Seems early on, doesn't it, July, to be kicking off the season?
Do you know what, football, you can never be too early for football. You know, stopping's the worst thing about football, to be honest.
Huddersfield Town against Burnley, Sky Bet Championship. The season starts now. It's been a busy summer for new boss Vincent Kompany. The former Manchester City captain has brought in 9 new players, and latest recruit Vitinho joined yesterday. So you're all waiting for the team news. The 6 debutants: Muric, Harwood-Bellis, Maatsen, Cullen, Bastian and Dara Costello. Big day for him, just 19 years of age. Limerick born forward. He gets his first game for the Clarets tonight. So let's go through the Burnley lineup. 49, Aaron Muric in goal. Connor Roberts will play right back. Ian Maatsen left back. Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Charlie Taylor in the centre. Charlie Taylor will play left centre back. Jack Court, the captain, alongside Josh Cullen. Josh Brownhill, Samuel Bastian ahead of them. Then up front, Ashley Barnes and 19-year-old Dara Costello. Massive night for him. The Burnley bench: Bailey Peacock Farrell, CJ Egan-Riley, Scott Twine, Vitinho, as we mentioned, Adam Phillips. He's been on loan 3 times at Morecambe. Big night for him too, potentially. Owen Dodson and Luke McNally. For Huddersfield, they finished 3rd last season. They lost in the playoff final to Forest. They line up like this. It's Lee Nichols, who was goalkeeper of the year in League One last season, in goal. Ollie Turton, the former Blackpool defender, at right back. Josh Ruffles at left back. Tom Lees, the former Sheffield Wednesday defender, and Romani Edmonds-Green in the centre. Edmonds-Green was on loan at Rotherham last season. Jonathan Hogg and John Russell ahead of them. Then the front 4: Sober Thomas, who came on and did so well in that FA Cup game at Turf Moor. Dwayne Holmes, Josh Karoma and Danny Ward, last season's top scorer, up front. Their bench: Jacob Chapman, the reserve keeper, Tino Angerin, who's joined them again on loan from Chelsea, Jordan Rhodes, we know all about him, David Kasuma, Jack Ridoni, who's joined them from Wimbledon, Ben Jackson and Japanese international Yuta Nakayama. So that's all the team news. Been a little bit frantic here. What do you make of that team, Roger? 6 debutants. It's going to be some while before Burnley fielded 6 debutants at the start of the season.
Well, you know, like you said at the top of the show, it's a new era. Let's hope these new debutants take Burnley back into the Premiership. You know, that's what they've been bought for. Let's just hope we can do it at the first go.
It's a big turnaround, isn't it? It was always going to be, I guess, coming out of the Premier League.
Yeah, it's a massive turnaround. I mean, you know, Burnley were there for so many years. You know, players want to stay in the Premiership, and you know, Burnley attracted some good clubs for the players. It's a shame. It's a shame. You know, obviously we all wish that they'd have stayed in the Championship to try and get us back up there. But you know, things change, and let's just hope this is a new era.
It is football, isn't it? You'll have known in your days that there were summers, busy summers, when players came and went.
Yeah, certainly when a new manager comes in, you know, he has his own contacts, he has his own ideas and plans. I mean, a lot of these players are very much Sean Dyche's players, and you know, they did really well for Sean. So you know, we've got to give Vincent Kompany a chance and trust his judgments.
What a big night it is for Dara Costello. Only turned 19 in December. It's what dreams are made of, to come here and make your debut on the opening day of the Championship. Well,
you know, absolutely, Phil. For every young kid, you know, there's a great chance. You know, Burnley have put a 19-year-old in. He's going to be hungry. He's going to be wanting to make a name for himself, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really do.
Vincent Kompany's a massive name, isn't he? And it's a really big thing for Burnley to recruit Vincent Kompany as manager.
Well, yeah, you know, that's comes with the new era. I mean, he's you know, can you get anybody he's an absolute leader? Sean Dyche were a leader, but obviously Vincent Kompany in a different in a different way on the pitch, and I'm sure definitely off the pitch, because you've just got to respect what he's actually done in the game. Absolutely a fantastic appointment.
Because Man City didn't win trophies, did they, before the sort of Vincent Kompany era? He won the Premier League 4 times under 3 managers. I mean, he was a massive Premier League player.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that you notice with Vincent Kompany, when he were playing, he never looked ruffled. He's cool, calm, and that, that's the mark of a leader. And I'm confident, that this will be, an absolute positive new era for Burnley.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get the blend right, though, hasn't he? It's a tricky sort of mix between experience and the energy of youth.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing that you're going to get with youth, they're going to want to prove a point. They're going to be energetic. I mean, this is a fantastic stadium, fantastic pitch, and the Championship is a tough league. But all these players out here come to Burnley and they want to prove the point, to themselves and to the supporters.
Do you think there's more to come, perhaps? Does he have to do a bit more wheeling and dealing yet? Costello's playing up front. Is he a bit short up front, do you think, Roger?
Well, yeah, I would say that. I mean, I would probably, having just spoke about youth, given a chance, experience as well with the youth, I would say they probably needs another striker. But, they've still got some good strikers in the squad, so, anything can happen.
This is a busy schedule, isn't it, the Championship? Here we are starting in July for the first time ever. Saturday, Tuesday. Saturday comes around pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a great point, because obviously we've lost certain players that are used to the Premiership, where it's, more often than not, 1 game a week. Now these are new players, so it's not going to be new to these. They're not going to know what they expect. They're paid to play football, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to get on with it.
The fans are going to be excited, aren't they? Because I know the relegation was a disappointment, but they're seeing an entirely different side here now.
Yeah, it's been a long time. To see some new faces. I mean, the players that that have gone did fantastic for Burnley Football Club.
Yes.
Now
yes.
it's these guys' chance now. If they can turn this around and get back into the Premiership on the first chance, that will be absolutely. These will be the new stars.
It would be amazing, that, wouldn't it? Interesting, the last time Norwich, Watford and Burnley were relegated, they all went back first time.
Well, do you know what? It's a great home, and I can't see, why. I'm looking at them warming up, and they look hungry, We'll just wait to see after 90 minutes, but you know what? Nothing will be decided after today's result, either way.
Now, Vincent Kompany spoke to the press yesterday, ahead of tonight's fixture. Let's have a look at what he said to the press.
The chairman the other day was talking about a whole new generation of players that you brought in. It feels like a whole new era.
Yeah, no, there's loads of reasons to be positive. For us, the biggest taking we've had as coaches is just the application of the team. And I mentioned the word togetherness and hard work, and that's what has always been associated with Burnley Football Club. That's what will remain. So that side of it, we've ticked the boxes pretty nicely. And then in terms of performances, like I said, we'll know after Friday and we'll build from there.
How do you get the blend right? How do you establish the partnerships? Is it very much trial and error for you?
Yeah, trial and error it's the way it goes in normal life, but in football, you get more trials, you get less trials and less errors, less margin for that. I think now it's just, it all starts with at least having a very clear idea of what you want players to do and then fitting the profiles around that. And my goal is to build a team that can win games, but to go and say you're gonna, I would say the clearest way I can put it is that we're not a parachute team, and that puts us, I think, in the right context of where we'll be at this season. But at the same time, you don't have to be, to be successful.
And as a manager, do you divide the season up into chunks of games? A lot of managers do, and assess where they are after so many games. Is that your style?
Yeah, I do, but I have to learn doing it over 46 games now. So that no matter how many chunks I make of it, they still seem big. But I think in my case, I've mentioned to start off three teams where we know they're going to be teams that are competing because they did so last season. no matter what, you can talk about the size of the clubs and stuff, but they were there last season. And those 3 games happen all within the transfer period still as well. So it's a very good moment to have those games and assess and see, if we win the next 3, we'll know we're all right. And if we're going the other way, it gives us a little bit of room to make even better informed decisions.
That was Vincent Kompany yesterday speaking to the press. Interesting stuff, isn't it? It really is a summer of change, and you wonder if we've not finished yet.
Well, it'll be an interesting one. We'll see tonight how he's, the new boys have, actually done. But like I said, nothing's going to be decided. And as a new coach, he's wanting to prove himself as well. He's going to have so many contacts. There's going to be so many players.
That's the good thing, isn't it?
Play for him. So that is definitely a plus point for him.
And I think it's good to use the loans, Roger, because we've not perhaps used that in the past.
Yeah.
His contacts will bring the best loans to Turf Moor.
Absolutely. And you just know the loans are going to come from the top end. I think Ben Mee came from there.
He did.
And
Trips.
what a fantastic job he did for Burnley. So fingers crossed. I'm confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think the money from Dwight McNeil, will he be looking to use that in the next couple of weeks? You're looking perhaps at the lad at Coventry, Callum O'Hara, who we've reportedly been in for. Maybe there'll be a resurgence of that bid again. Yeah,
I think so. If you can get an experienced player like that, a young experienced player, I actually think, using that money, I'm not sure they're going to use all of it.
No.
To actually recycle some of that and
for a young player.
Absolutely, I think it would be so positive.
Because the advantage of that is if the player goes on and then you're selling him for bigger money. He's not winding his contract down at the end of his season.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The newcomer, the latest newcomer, Victor Alexander da Silva. Incredible, Roger, that we've signed a Brazilian at Burnley.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to pinch yourself a little bit. Yeah. Brazilian playing at Burnley.
I'm not sure what he's going to feel like at Christmas when it's cold and windy, but no, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
And let's hear from the man now.
Vitinho, welcome to Burnley Football Club. How happy are you to become a Burnley player?
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. It's a big club. The atmosphere, the players, the coach, everything here I think is going to help me.
So you're 23 years old now?
Yes.
What makes you think that this is the right move for you now in your career?
I just turned 23 years old. I think now it's a big step. Here I can learn a lot with the players, the group, with the coach. It's a big coach. He was a big player, and now 2 years ago, he started to be coach. And when he called me, I don't think 2 times for coming to Burnley, because I want to work with him to be here. And that's it. I think it's a big step for me.
And you've become signing number 9 of the new players that have come through this window. How excited are you to become a part of the new projects at Burnley?
I am very happy. It's I think you're gonna do an amazing season. It depends only for just us. You have to work a lot. You have to work every day for go to Premier League.
And we're just a couple of days away from the first game of the season. How much are you excited to get started and start playing games?
We're gonna start in 2 days. I think today is the first day for me here. But I think the group work a lot with Kompany, with the staff, they prepare it, and then I think it depends only for us to have a good game.
And finally, what would your sort of message be to the Burnley fans for this season?
I think we have to be together, because the fans help us a lot. If the fans help us, together, the staff, the training, I'm 100% gonna be in the Premier League.
That was Vitinho, Burnley's ninth and latest signing. It was good to hear from him. Seems a really nice lad. Plays right back or right wing back. He's on the bench today wearing 22. Just mentioning off air, likely to play 4-2-2-2, which is a new formation for Burnley. It means the fullbacks are going to have a lot of work to do down those flanks.
Well, do you know what? I think that will absolutely suit Charlie Taylor. I really do. I mean, there's a lad that works very hard, and he will get his crosses in. They, that's one of them formations where it's not rigid. You can change. They're more or less playing like wingers. Obviously they've got the responsibility to defend, but you say it's a formation to get at teams. It really is.
I always thought when City played Burnley, I mean, City are a fantastic side, they were looking for the fullbacks to give them their width, and it'll be the same tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and they cause a lot of damage, so it's going to be interesting seeing Burnley, not being unkind, being more positive, going for that win. So it'll be be interesting to see how this formation works.
Get on the front foot a little bit more, do you think, Roger, in this division with this type of side?
Absolutely. And one thing that we've got to be guarded off, Burnley will be a big scalp. Burnley have been in that Premiership, so Burnley, the toughness has to come from, no, we're not going to get beaten, we are going to attack you relentlessly. Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, become a scalp.
Yeah.
That's a bigger game in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now then, we talked about Vitinho. I mean, there is a new policy then, is it, looking further afield perhaps? Under Sean Dyche, we went for tried and tested, mainly British lads. No boundaries now.
Well, absolutely. And you know what I always say, it kind of really shouldn't really matter what nationality, as long as you're playing, you're working hard, and and you are actually producing on the pitch. But it's good to see, because there will definitely be a different style that we're used to watching. Nothing wrong with the other style. It kept us in the division.
Of course it did,
but do you know what? If we can get back in the Premiership and go that step further, it'll be all welcome.
Will it need a bit of patience, do you think, from the fans?
Well,
the use of more direct football, perhaps. You know more than me what turf war is like. They want the ball forward quickly.
Yeah, they do, and if the players are working hard and they look as if they're trying to achieve, you know what, the Claret supporters will get right behind them. And certainly at Turf Moor, that's exactly what we need.
You were with us just the other week. We had a look at the new kits. What do you make of it?
Absolutely brilliant.
The home shirt.
Yeah, I got a bit of a sneak preview. I don't know how I got it, but obviously the resemblance to the 1992, it's absolutely brilliant. And, just walking into the ground and seeing so many supporters wearing it, it's
only available
fantastic.
Today.
Was
only available. I passed the club shop and it was absolute bedlam.
Well, yeah, my wife went there today. She tried to get to baby's kits, but she says she just could not queue up for that. So that's a good sign, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. And you met up with John Francis and Andy Farrell from that season. Great to see them again.
Oh, absolutely. I'm smiling because when you get together with these guys, it's like as if you'd never been apart. Great guys when we play together. Great guys still.
And a fantastic season.
Yeah, and you know what? It's great to be reminded about it all the time, because whatever we did, we made people happy, feel happy, positive, and you know what? And I think that's what a footballer should do.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. And it was a 7-year stay in the basement division.
Yeah,
the town was bound to be elated when they got out.
Absolutely, there were definitely some dark days there, but when we looked like we'd got it together, wow, Turf Moor and the supporters,
magnificent, wasn't it?
Second to none, absolutely brilliant.
Let's have a look at the piece. Roger Eel, I met up with John Francis and Andy Farrell for the new home kit launch.
Wow, there was the two significant ones. Obviously, is the one at York, the net won the league, and obviously the playoffs at Plymouth will be the one what a lot of people will talk about.
Naturally, winning the championship, that were fantastic, but the season before that, it was like as if the club were lifting off, and it wasn't until the following season. So 2 seasons, the playoff season and the championship season, absolutely fantastic. Well, do you know what, unfortunately, it was a great night, don't get me wrong, but I missed the last 4 or 5 matches with, you know, Mani let me down, but I walked in with the supporters. You know, I followed the first team bus, parked up, and I walked in. So I remember just seeing, basically, York taken over by Clarets.
So we went there probably expecting to win, went 1-0 down at the time. And obviously when it came that we got the equaliser, I think it was John Deary got the equaliser, and then it was just running out of time. And I must admit, just getting across the box for a mixed cross, it was just bundled into the goals, and it was just more, you know, elation more so than anything else. We jumped on the back of the stands, and at the stands as well, the Claret fans were going absolutely crazy. But it was, yeah, it was brilliant. It was, you know, it's one of those things, once in a lifetime things. Well, first of all, I'd like to wish you know, Vincent Kompany all the best for the season, all the best here, because I think it's good to see him come in with the experience and the understanding and knowledge he has, and obviously the contacts he should, you know, hopefully should do really, really well.
I'm seeing and hearing like positive vibes about it. I'm pretty sure that Vincent Kompany will do what he's set out to do. I really am.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good take of it, isn't it? And it, you know, it's. I mean, you get some really good Claret shirts, and I think this is one of the ones which will be remembered as a classic as well. So.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely, love the shirt. Love the badge more. But no, the shirt is fantastic. I'm pretty surprised when I came in. I've seen bits on social media, but when you see it in person, it's fantastic.
Welcome back. Roger's just stretching the old knees a little bit. It's a bit of a cramped press box here at Huddersfield.
I'm sweating.
You looked a lot more comfortable in that piece with the kit.
Oh, yeah.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, just to say John Francis in such good form.
Yeah, do you know, it was absolutely brilliant. You know, to be invited to go back down there, absolutely brilliant.
What about the facilities these days at Gawthorpe? They're top notch, aren't they?
Well, do you know what? We were driving over the bridge, and it's not that old wooden bridge that we used to. We used to have like an initiation ceremony. Any new player that came had to hit a ball across the bridge, so it was going over the river as well. And obviously, if you didn't, you had to go and get your ball in the river.
Wow!
But you can't do that now. You know, it's
no. All the fields are developed beyond the bridge.
It's absolutely a beautiful training ground. Really is.
It is top notch. I know Vincent Kompany said that when he came. You know, I think he was surprised how good it was.
Yeah, and you know what? You can't. You've got to give credit to the previous owners.
Yes.
To put that in place. It's a fantastic facility. You know, so let's get back in the Premiership and make good use of it.
So that Claret's new home kit, sponsored by Classic Football Shirts, is now on sale. So head to the Claret store or visit shop.burnleyfc.com to get yours. It was busy this morning, but doing really well. A really, really good trade. Now, we were here in the Premier League season, 2018-2019. Burnley were the winners by 2-1. Let's see the highlights.
Big win for Burnley on Sunday at home to West Ham. Can they add to that here? Wide again for Mabenza. Mabenza will look to get a ball in, decent cross. He's picked out Mounier. He scored with the header from close range. Huddersfield ahead here. McNeil looking to take on Adesina. Goes on the outside of him. Ball into the middle.
Yes!
1-1. Burnley level. 100 league career goals for Chris Wood. And Burnley level. Great work from McNeil. Burnley getting some joy through the middle. Helps it on for McNeil. McNeil past one. He's pulled out there. Oh, that has to be a card for Schindler. He's off. He's off. Yeah, had to go. Westwood with him. Westwood to take it into the box. Helps it on for Barnes. Big chance. Ashley Barnes. Burnley lead. Ashley Barnes with it. A calm, steady finish. Benza driving through the middle. Caught by Brady. Brady's in the book here. He's reaching for his back pocket. It's red.
Oh my God.
Brady's off here. He's going to blow now. Oh, that's a massive 3 points for Burnley. They've gone 8 clear of Huddersfield. Fantastic win for the Clarets. Come from behind to win it. Big win back then. Huddersfield Town 1, Burnley 2. The Clarets coming from behind. Goals from Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes. Just a little bit of Dwight McNeil in that footage as well. Burnley will miss Dwight McNeil. He's been fantastic for the Clarets.
Yeah, you know, he was a favourite of mine. I'd have loved to have seen him under Vincent Kompany. I'd love to have seen him in this formation. But, you know, it's not to be. We've got to kind of move on with our new players now.
Yeah, we wish them well.
Absolutely.
Both him and Tarkovsky are playing tonight. They've got a charity game at Goodison Park against Dynamo Kiev. And we wish them well. Dwight McNeil's a real talent. All his games, all his league games, were in the Premier League, of course. Incredible that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said earlier, you know, I thought he had, he's got some fantastic talent, you know, and we're certainly going to see a lot more of him.
What do you make of Huddersfield, Roger? I mean, a big disappointment to miss out the playoff final. They finished third, beat Luton in the semi-final. I thought they were a little bit hard done by against Forest in the final. How do you pick yourself up from that?
Well, do you know what? There certainly must be something going on there. Obviously, the manager was successful last season, obviously finishing third and just missing out. And obviously, he decided to leave, and 1 or 2 players have gone. I just hope we can capitalise on it. You know, I mean, to be honest, the club's done really well here. They've done really well, but do you know what? I just hope Burnley will dampen them today.
Yeah, you feel the first goal might be crucial today, particularly if they're coming on the back of that disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely. But seeing Huddersfield a few times last season, they don't give up. So,
no.
You know, Burnley have to be...
And the manager moved on, didn't he? Carlos Corberan did so well.
Yeah.
I think he was disappointed in the summer that they didn't bring in, you know, quality players.
Yeah, I think that'll always be... That'll always be tough for a manager. Whether they've got the financial resources to do that, I'm not sure. I think it must be the 3rd season down in the Premiership. So, you know, they're going to obviously want to try and head back into the right direction. But, you know, it's going to be an interesting game today.
Yeah. So I mean, a good atmosphere building here. You know, Burnley have sold out these tickets. That's a fantastic sign, isn't it?
Well, do you know what? It's nearly a derby. I think in my time, I managed to play against them once. It was, you know, twice I think it was. Never easy games. But I tell you what, Burnley away support will get right behind this team.
Yeah.
And it'll be great for the new players as well.
Yeah, it's only 25 miles or so, isn't it, as the crow flies? Bit further on the M62, but you know, it is a good rivalry, isn't it?
Do you know what? It is a great rivalry. And there's 1 or 2 big games this season, so it'll be, you know,
absolutely.
The season will not end.
Absolutely. If they're not local derbies, they're very nearly, aren't they?
I know. Obviously, the big one, and then you know you've got your Prestons and Blackpool. So do you know what? It's not going to be easy, but I'm pretty sure that we will, we'll be fine.
Steve Bruce here today. Good to see Steve Bruce and his son. Looking out, obviously, for future games against Burnley, I think. West Brom play them certainly next month. A couple of those games have been changed today for TV. Burnley are properly on the TV, aren't they, under Kompany? It's a big story.
Yeah, do you know what? Burnley, over the last 6-7 years, even the drop into the Championship and back at their first attempt, you know, Burnley are well box office.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear from Vincent Kompany again. It's great to see him yesterday speaking to the press. There were a lot there to see him. Let's hear from him again.
The chairman the other day was talking about a whole new generation of players that you've brought in. It feels like a whole new era.
Yeah, no, there's loads of reasons to be positive. For us, the biggest takeaway we've had as coaches is just the application of the team. And I mentioned the word togetherness and hard work, and that's what has always been associated with Burnley Football Club. That's what will remain. So that side of it, we've ticked the boxes pretty nicely. And then in terms of performances, like I said, we'll know after Friday and we'll build from there.
How do you get the blend right? How do you establish the partnerships? Is it very much trial and error for you?
Yeah, trial and error it's the way it goes in normal life, but in football, you get more trials, you get less trials and less errors, less margin for that. I think now it's just, it all starts with at least having a very clear idea of what you want players to do and then fitting the profiles around that. And my goal is to build a team that can win games, but to go and say you're gonna, I would say the clearest way I can put it is that we're not a parachute team, and that puts us, I think, in the right context of where we'll be at this season. But at the same time, you don't have to be, to be successful.
And as a manager, do you divide the season up into chunks of games? A lot of managers do, and assess where they are after so many games. Is that your style?
Yeah, I do, but I have to learn doing it over 46 games now. So that no matter how many chunks I make of it, they still seem big. But I think in my case, I've mentioned to start off three teams where we know they're going to be teams that are competing because they did so last season. No matter what, you can talk about the size of the clubs and stuff, but they were there last season. And those 3 games happen all within the transfer period still as well. So it's a very good moment to have those games and assess and see, if we win the next 3, we'll know we're all right. And if we're going the other way, it gives us a little bit of room to make even better informed decisions.
4 times Premier League winner Vincent Kompany speaking to the press yesterday ahead of the Championship season. It starts tonight. Just quickly through that Burnley side for you again. Aaron Murit will make his debut in goal, wearing 49. Connor Roberts at right back, Ian Matson at left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Charlie Taylor in central defence. Jack Court, the captain, Josh Cullen holding roles, Josh Brownhill, Samuel Bastian ahead of them, Cullen, Bastian making their debuts. The front 2, Ashley Barnes, and a little bit of a surprise, Darragh Costello, just 19, born in Limerick. I think it was 12 goals for the under-23s last season, was in the squad under Mike Jackson at the back end of the season, but a big night for him, and we wish him well. Just waiting for the teams to come out, Roger. It's a real curtain opener, isn't it, tonight? Huddersfield Burnley starts the season. We're right in the middle of the Women's Euros. It'd be fantastic if England could win on Sunday, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's exciting as well.
It is, yeah.
I absolutely love watching it. It's going to be a tough one against Germany, but do you know what? We've got a Sunday night of excitement. Yeah. And now, obviously, Friday night, we just want Burnley to get to a positive start.
Yeah, Burnley-England double will do over the weekend. I mean, Burnley are 23 unbeaten at this level. People forget that. The 2015-16 season, Burnley finished in style. Ironically, they lost at Steve Bruce's Hull on Boxing Day 2015 and didn't lose again. 16 wins, 7 draws, finished as champions that season. I think I've got a link in there, haven't I, with the gentleman sat in front of us, Steve Bruce, with his son Alex.
Oh, of course,
I cracked it there, haven't I? We're just waiting for the teams to come out. Burnley play Luton next Saturday at home. Another tough fixture. Luton in the playoffs, and then they go to Watford 2 weeks tonight. So big games to come. PA just giving the team news out. Couple of changes this season, just while I remember. No VAR. We're probably saying thank God for that, Roger, aren't we? Get a breather from VAR.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll be interested. Certainly from a defensive point of view, is a different perspective for a striker. You can go and celebrate as a striker.
Yes, you're not waiting, are you?
Exactly.
There's no delayed flags for offsides.
Absolutely. Let's just hope it works in our favour,
Yeah, 7 subs. You name 7 subs and you can use 5 of them. We were just saying earlier, we think Vincent Kompany more likely to use his subs than perhaps Sean Dyche.
Yeah, obviously, where he's been at Manchester City, you know, I'm pretty sure he's learnt a lot. I'm pretty sure he's learnt off Pep Guardiola. So it will be interesting. I think we're just going to see a total new era for Burnley Football Club.
Yeah, I mean, 5 subs. What's the advantage of that? I mean, you played at a time when were there 1 or 2 subs?
Well, when I made my debut at Leeds United, there were definitely 1 sub.
1 sub, yeah.
And then we went on to 2 and then 3 subs. I don't see any advantage. You know, I would have still liked to stuck with the 3 subs. You know, it's very difficult for a team to, you know, reorganise it if you're chopping and changing all the time.
Yeah, I think Sean Dyche was an advocate of you're fit for 90 minutes, you play the 90 minutes, unless something untoward happens. Now I think we're into perhaps more tactical changes, aren't we, through Vincent Kompany?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's benefits in both. But for me personally, I'd like, you know, to try, you know, injuries apart, I'd like to, you know, stick with the same side as long as you can.
Yeah, there's no Kevin Long, no Jay Rodriguez, no Johan Berg Gudmundsson. We'll try and get some details on them as soon as we can. And we'll see, after the game, we'll try and find out what's happened. We just seem to have lost the picture for the minute, and I think it's everybody's picture. It's just a little bit chaotic up here. First game of the season, 6 debutants, very cramped press room. And we're just waiting for the teams to emerge. Burnley in the home kit today. Huddersfield blue and white stripes. So let's just see what happens here. The teams will emerge just in front of us. Massive night of Championship football. And Burnley are one to start well, really start well. I was looking, it was just 10 defeats, Roger, in the last 95 at this level for Burnley. That's how good Burnley were in the Championship under Sean Dyche.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's just hope we can start like that as we ended. It's very noisy here tonight, Phil.
It is, it is. We have got, it's just strange to see the teams emerging. So let's go through the lineups for you. For Burnley, 6 debutants. In goal, Aaron Muric, signed from Manchester City, Kosovan international. Right back, Connor Roberts. Left back, Ian Maatsen, on loan from Chelsea. In the centre, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, on loan from Man City, alongside Charlie Taylor. Taylor will play left centre-back. Jack Cork, the skipper. Josh Cullen on debut in front of the back 4. Josh Brownhill and Samuel Bastian ahead of them. And then up front, Ashley Barnes and 19-year-old Dara Costello, his first appearance for Burnley. Burnley bench, Bailey Peacock-Farrell, CJ Egan-Riley, Scott Twine, Vitinho, just signed yesterday, Brazilian right back, Owen Dodson, Luke McNally and Adam Phillips. For Huddersfield, former Wigan keeper Lee Nichols in goal, Ollie Turton at right back, Josh Ruffles at left back, Tom Lees and Ramadan Edmonds Green in the centre. Holding roles, Jonathan Hogg and John Russell. Ahead of them, Sorbert Thomas, Dwayne Holmes, the American international, Josh Karoma, and top scorer from last season, Danny Ward up top. Just competing a little against the PA, which is always awkward. Burnley in claret and blue, home strip, Huddersfield blue and white stripes. The numbers aren't great on the back of there, but we'll do the very best we can. It looks a good attendance, it really does look a good attendance. It's filled up in the last few minutes. We're almost set to get underway. Just a reminder, we're going to leave you on Claret's Cam Live. You'll get audio commentary on Clarets Plus on our official app or website, live audio commentary, or a full match stream in selected territories around the globe. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the game. We're close to getting underway.
25, Danny Ward, and 32.
I'm not the quietest, Roger, bit of a pet hate of mine. The PAs are far too loud. I'm no mouse, I know, but